Hello guys and welcome back to another video. I'm Clara and I love to read books. For once, I'm on time to talk about the books that I read during the month of June. I have to say the month started kind of slow. My boyfriend's dad was visiting us in our apartment, so filming wise it was very complicated and I wasn't reading that much, but then he went and I started to read way more. So I'm happy to say that I read more books than the months prior and then the month before that, and maybe soon I'm gonna be back to my regular reading schedule, which is at least 10 books a month. For now I read 6 books in the month of June and I'm very proud of it because every read that I had, or almost, were amazing. I had such a good reading month, so let's talk about it. I'm gonna talk a little bit about each of those books without any spoilers, say what I thought about them, and also my ratings. At the beginning, middle-ish of the month, I did make a video with my TBR. I read some books on this TBR, which is way better than the month prior to that because I think I read only one, whereas in this one I read, let me check. I had 6 books on my TBR for this month and I'm happy to say that I read 3 of them. Technically I read 6 books, but they were not all the books on my TBR. Yeah. I'm funny this way. I never do what I'm supposed to. I started the month with Shield of Sparrows by Daphne Perry. It is a new to me author. I already knew Daphne Perry because she writes a lot of romances, but I personally never read them. It was my very first foray into this author, and I think it is her first book into the romantasy genre. I have to say that she nailed this one because this was so good. I did read it during my how many 5 stars video, so if you want to see a little bit more of my reactions to this book, you can go on there. At the beginning of the book we have Odessa. She's the princess of her realm, but she is also the discarded princess because her sister is the one that is supposed to marry a prince from a different country and go do some spying over there. She's been trained her whole life, but when the prince comes, instead of choosing her sister, he chooses her and decides to marry her. So it's a marriage of convenience. Odessa gets married to this stranger, thrown into this life that she hadn't planned at all, and then she has to go in this country where she has to learn everything about these people but also survive very strange and unique monsters. There is some kind of taboo aspect to the romance, a lot of tension, a lot of word building. This is a chunky book. I think it's 900 pages, so yeah. If you want to go into it, just know that it's going to be a chunky one, but I had such a good time with this. The romance was very good. I liked the mystery that was woven into this story. One mystery, which is kind of the main one that you follow during the whole book, was easy to see coming for me. So when at the end, like the last 100 pages, it totally went to shit, it was actually very satisfying. We end up on a cliffhanger that is diabolical. I want to read book 2 now. I absolutely recommend it if you like romantasy, but I didn't have the overwhelming 5 stars feeling for this book, so I gave it a 4.75 stars. I read 2 other books also for the same video of how many 5 stars can I find in one video, and the second one that I read was, I have the physical copy with me for once, Diamonds. So this was my first 5 stars of the month. Yeah, we did find the 5 stars and it was an amazing one. Oh my gosh, I absolutely ate this book up. I think I read the first 500 pages in one day. Like one day and one night because I didn't go to sleep right away. I think I read until like 2 or 3 a.m. to continue this because it was just that good. At the beginning of this book we have Marion. She's a street fighter. She's providing for her family because her mother can't really do that for her, and she is taking care of her baby sister. But one day her sister gets kidnapped. Marion thinks that her sister is being kidnapped by the people from the country that they are at war with. So to get closer to her sister, because she really wants to save her, she decides to enlist into the king's army In doing so, she partake in the special kind of ceremony where you can bond with a dire wolf. They're not supposed to choose you if you don't want to bond, but obviously that's not what happens here. She gets bonded with a wolf. She has to survive in this cutthroat academy and with a wolf, because once you're bonded, you can't do anything about it without both of them dying. This was so fun. The action parts were amazing. You have a love triangle between the first love that she knew before and then a guy that she meets in the Cutthroat Academy that is such an asshole to her at the beginning. I really like the spicy scenes from one end of the triangle, and the other just gave us crumbs. But these crumbs, I was obsessed. I was burning from inside out. I'm so excited for book 2 because I know that it's gonna expand. I am so ready for this. The twists and turns in this one, the foreshadowing. This one is an indie published romantasy. It just has been picked up for traditional publishing. They're gonna change things, I think, but honestly, I don't know what, because I think this book is absolutely perfect. This is very fast-paced. You have a relationship with a wolf, which he is bonded to also mentally, so they can like communicate. Cutthroat Academy, love triangle, a kick-ass FMC that is very morally gray. So many good stuff in this book. You have trainer scenes, and the next book is coming out real soon. I think it's in September or October of this year. So if you want to read this one and you don't want to wait too much, well, you can. I absolutely recommend this. As I said, 5 million stars, got to read. I'm obsessed with this. It gave me a lot the feelings that I had when I first read Fourth Wing. Less so because Fourth Wing is still something else. But I really liked how fast-paced it was, the relationship with the animals. There were some similarities, but at the same time, it was a different book. It was a different FMC, MMCs, different relationships. It's so good. Pick this one up, like now. The last one that I read for this video, actually not exactly the last one, but I'm gonna explain, is Heavenly Bodies. I absolutely ate this one up too. This is another one of those 5 stars reads, 6-star reads. This book is absolutely perfect. So this one is set up in a world where you have kings and queens, but they are all kind of monitored by celestial gods with powers that can do kind of what they want to them. They have their own personality, whims, and different kind of powers. Elara is being kidnapped. She is the princess of her country, and she is kidnapped by the king of the neighboring country, which she is also at war with. She just survived an encounter with a god that went very bad for her and her family. The star is set on finding her because it is said in a prophecy that they would fall in love and that it will kill them both, and the star doesn't want that. The king that kidnaps her tells her, you can stay at my castle, hide here, train your powers in order to find a way to kill that star, or you can just go back to your country and then probably be killed by said star. Obviously, she decides to stay and she starts a training with his son. I absolutely ate this book up. I left no crumb. The word building is so dreamy, so different. I love the way the magic is described. They're different words. She lives in a world that is very similar to Twilight. He lives in a world that is very similar to a sunny, like, desertic place. It's so unique, so refreshing, so different, but at the same time the plot is not that complicated. It's very easy to follow, but it's so well executed that you can find a flaw in this, in the romance, the pining and the longing and the ache. You want these two people to be together so bad. This is trainer trainee, rivals to lovers. He falls first. I thought this book was done to perfection. I would not change a damn thing in it. And the cliffhanger that we're left with is very good. Not as unhinged as Diabombs, because this one was absolutely crazy. I was screaming and kicking my feet and being like, oh my gosh. I think I did not even say that. The cliffhanger in this one is absolutely crazy. The ending, it was just twists and turns, twists and turns. My adrenaline was going through the roof. It was such a great time. I was giggling and then I was screaming and then I was giggling and I was screaming. Yeah, this is the best kind of book. This one, The ending was not predictable, but it left me really wanting to have the next book to know what was gonna happen, and I really like that. If you want true yearning, true pining, an FMC that is very sassy, and a man that is funny, charming, and he wants to do anything for her, but they have an amazing banter, you have all this in this one. Pick this book up. Then for the same video, I wanted to pick only books that I was kind of sure that were gonna be 5 stars. These 2 books were totally that. They were like predicted 5 stars, and they were. Then I saw a new book popping out on TikTok, childhood best friend to lovers, complicated story, like similar to Love Letter to Whiskey, and I was like, this is written for me. I need to read this book now. I need to pick it up for this video, because at first I wanted to pick caught up for this video, and then I was like, no. I need to read this book. The book I'm talking about is Beverly. Yeah. I think this book is like 900 pages, and I read it in like 1.5 days. I inhaled it, and then just after I ended it, I learned that it was a stolen work from someone else. And when I say it's stolen, it's not just, ooh, the inspiration is very close. No, it's really like sentences that are exactly the same, names that are exactly the same. The original book is called Obsessed by R.J. Lewis. I was absolutely crushed by this. I was crushed by this because first, the author, R.J. Lewis, I'm so sad for her. I can't believe that this kind of stuff is still possible in this day and age. It's just sad. And now I can't even talk about it or say anything because I loved something that was stolen. I loved something that was not a true work from this author. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end up reading also Obsessed by R.J. Lewis, just because I want to read the original book and, you know, give my money to her because she's the one deserving it. But I wanted to wait a little bit because it was still so fresh in my mind. So yeah, this is a book that I read. Oh well. Then I finally took back up the Windy series by Liz Tomforty, and oh my gosh, I missed those characters in this series. I had only read The Right Move before, so I took back up where I left it. That being said, I haven't read Mile High, but that's something for another day. And I read Caught Up. So this one is single dad, girl boss FMC, a cute kid. She is the one that is very outspoken, very fiery. She is so flirty. She really makes him wild and push on his boundaries, and he is the insecure single dad that plays baseball. He's so sweet, so vulnerable. He is into her, like not right away, but when he's into her, he's like, oh my god, this is for life. This is the woman, and I'm gonna prove to her in every way possible, because she is the one that is very not against, but she has never been in love, never been in a relationship. She doesn't want to get attached. She's supposed like to nanny his son for like 2 months and then go away for her work. This is just a break in her life that is super busy usually. He at first doesn't like her, but then it's like, oh my god, this is the one, and I will do anything during those 2 months to prove to her that she is the one and that she has to stay. Those two characters, they have my heart. Their relationship is a perfect complement to each other. The way they work, the way she makes him wild, the way he keeps her stable, the relationship that she has with his son, the set of characters, the found family, everything is perfect in this book. I love these books because they're not just simple romances like giggly fun. They have a lot of emotions to them, not enough to make you say like, ooh, this is very sad, I don't want to pick this up now if I'm not in a good mood. You can pick this up at any time, and it will get you in your feelings because the problems are real. The stories are beautiful. The characters are so relatable. And the third act breakup in this one got me sobbing. It was very natural. It really kind of followed the story. It was not just the two characters acting very differently than the rest of the book and ruining everything. Oh, and the spice was immaculate. Immaculate. I can't find a flaw in it because there isn't. This is a 5 stars. I love this series. I have yet to find a book in this series that I don't like. Then I started Play Along because I was supposed to read them not back to back. I had only caught up on my TBR video. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna read this, then I'm gonna read a romantasy, then I'm gonna come back. But then I finished the one with Kai. The second one was following Isaiah, his brother. You have crumbs of what's gonna happen in Caught Up for Play Along. I would just wanted to read Isaiah's story so bad that I continued on, and I don't regret it. Isaiah is such a lover boy, an endearing character. I love every man that Liston 40 has created for this series. I don't know if he is my favorite, but God, did I love reading about him. I started this book and I was giggling, and I giggled the whole way through. I really love how the characters really change for the better and how they help each other do that. This one is fake marriage, not fake marriage, but marriage of convenience. He's been obsessed with her for years. She never gave him the time of day because she is working at the same place, and there is a rule that says that she can't do anything with a player. So when they get married, they really have to fake it to prove to everyone that they are in love because they don't want her to get fired. Everything gets muddled from there, but ever since he met her 3 years prior, he's been obsessed with her, and he really takes this marriage of convenience like, this is my time, this is my chance to make her see me and make her fall in love with me. Oh yeah. No, this is so good. In this one, Kennedy is the cold one, is the one that never had love before, never been hugged, and he is the guy that is always smiling for everyone.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I was saying, because my camera overheated, I created something with my fan in order to make it breathe a little better. So we're gonna make this quick, or as quick as I can. I absolutely adored this book because Isaiah is a ray of sunshine. So funny, so lover boy, so unabashedly in love with her and obsessed, and she was the whole one, the one that never had felt love really or being hugged, and he teaches her a lot of those things. If I had to be really picky, Kennedy's arc was way more fulfilling because she had a lot of things to work on. He was basically the same-ish at the beginning and at the end. He had a lot of anxiety that he deals with, but it wasn't like Kai and Miller in the previous book. They had so much stuff to work on in both of their sides, and they do, but I still really liked it. It's me being too picky because this book was absolutely perfect. I ate it up, left no crumbs. The spice was amazing, immaculate. I love how in Liston 40, every time that she writes spice, it's never going to be a template that she puts onto every man. Every man is gonna have different way of acting in the bedroom. The spicy scenes are gonna be different, and this is so refreshing because sometimes you're gonna read the same author and then you're gonna see that older men talk the same way and do the same stuff, and you're like, did you go to school to learn all that together, or is there a dirty talking class somewhere that I have to take? And this is not the case at all with the Windy series, which I really like. Thank you, Liston 40, for another great book. I gave it 5 stars. That was the last book that I read. On my TBR, from my TBR video, I did read Caught Up, Diabond, and then Heavenly Bodies, and I didn't get to Phantasma and On Wings of Blood and Taming 7. Yeah, I'm gonna try to read them this month. Who knows what's gonna happen really, because I already picked 7 books for this month, but I feel like I'm more in the reading mood right now. I am getting through them way quicker than I did like the previous 2 months. So if there is a month when I get to read all the TBR that I had planned originally, it's maybe gonna be this one. But you know what? I'm not gonna put pressure on myself. I had such a good month, except, you know, for the Beverly disaster. Otherwise, I absolutely loved every book that I read. I've been on a happy reading streak, and I'm just gonna enjoy that and bask in that, because the next time that I'm gonna have a book that is just average, I'm gonna be so disappointed. Right now, I've been reading books that all are hitting hard. So I think that's it. As I said at the ending of my how many 5-star read video, if you have any kind of like video that you would like me to do, if you have a book that you want me to read, a subject that you would like for me to approach, please let me know in the comments. I would always be glad to create something that is for you but also for me. I hope you had a good reading month. I'm very curious to know what was your favorite read of this month. Please share it in the comments because I'm always searching for new books to add to my TBR. I don't need them, you know, but I still need them, or want them at least. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.